Welcome back. We are playing Dawn of War Soulstorm, last expansion of the revered RTS Dawn of War. I think people like Dark Crusade expansion more, but I like this one more because of the myriad of factions. Yes, there are 9 factions to choose from. Insanity. So we are taking Space Marines today. They are the poster boys of the Imperium. Actually, they're the poster boys of the entire franchise, to be honest. So let's start. All
As you
right.
wish.
Start with the
Pilgrim
barracks.
721
Two
initiated.
scouts and one more servitor.
I await your
Servitor being the worker
instructions.
unit. By the way, there is no build order. I just play however feel like. That's the fun
Scouts
of it.
reporting for duty.
And what's
Yes,
funny
my
is
lord.
that I
Infiltrating
use
enemy
the
territory.
scouts to capture the strategic points first and do very less scouting
Scouts reporting for duty. Yes, my
because
lord.
that's how I
I
just play.
sense
It's
danger.
fun that way.
We will root it out.
Okay, I think we
We
should
will move ahead.
start pushing
Marking any
outward
enemy
with the
positions.
scouts. And after completing the barracks, the first thing we should go for is
Yes, most beneficent one.
one marine squad and our
Yes,
commander.
most beneficent one.
Now I'm going to send one servitor outside of the
Defending
base to
objective.
build out and one keep inside the base to
I await
manage
your
in the buildings
instructions.
inside.
At your command. At your command. We will move ahead.
Okay,
Mark any enemy positions.
let's
Scouts
capture
advance.
this relic. This will give us a bit more
Marine squad
Scouts here.
deployed.
advantage over
Defending
the
objective.
enemy team.
Intelligence.
Or we
Infiltrating
can
enemy territory.
Yes,
capture
most
the
beneficent one.
we
Scouts
can
in
capture the
position.
strategic points that are within our area limit.
I sense
That's
danger.
also
We will
fine.
root it out.
At your
Here
command.
are our
Weapons at
actual
ready.
space
It is
marines.
time.
Alright, we are short of resources right now, but it will
We stand
blow
ready.
over once we
Understood.
get our listening posts
Ever
up and
vigilant.
running. They will
Onward
generate the
to
resources
glory.
automatically, which is a really good fun of this game because you don't have to
Defending objective.
like manage the resources with the
Getting into
worker units.
position.
You rather
Infiltrating enemy
just
territory.
capture the strategic points and start building listening posts, and the listening posts
Yes,
will
Lord.
start generating resources for
Pilgrim
you,
721
so you can
initiated.
heavily lean
Defending
on the
objective.
actions only. And we have Dark Elders as our opponent. I think they have an
Awaiting
invisible
orders.
unit called the Mandrake Squad.
Fear our wrath.
They're very annoying, and I think we need
Heresy
an
flourishing by us.
anti-invisibility unit, which is, I believe, a librarian.
Beware the alien, the mutant.
Defending
Uh,
objective.
okay, I don't think the commander should go
We
there
are united
already.
in this. He who stands with
Stay
me shall be
here
my brother.
and
Yes,
get
Lord.
this guy to build another listening post here so that we
Pilgrim
can upgrade it to
721
a tower
initiated.
defense.
What would you have
Yes,
me do?
we can also
At your command.
build tower defenses
Commencing
around
infiltration.
the
Infiltrating enemy territory.
strategic points we capture. So it allows us to build our own base defense with resource collection. This
day
game
shall
knows
be a
how
glorious
to
one
give you
for the
fun,
Imperium.
just unfiltered
Scouts ready.
action. Okay, we need more Space Marine squads, and okay, we have this one, right? So I guess we
Yes,
can build
Lord.
another listening post here so that it
Pilgrim
can,
721
after upgrading, can
initiated.
shoot outside towards the enemy buildings,
Yes, my lord.
and
What would you have me
we
do?
keep
We
them
are the
stationed
Emperor's
here
This shall
so
be a
that
glorious one for the
Scouts awaiting
Imperium.
if
orders.
they start
Moving
pushing, we
forward.
can
Fear
counterattack.
the nice fate.
Oh, there are the Mandrake
Defending
squads.
objective.
Yes, they are
Yes, Lord.
the invisible ones. And
Praise
I
the
think we should
Emperor.
keep
Stay
moving
vigilant, brothers. Stay vigilant,
towards
brothers.
our listening post
My
and
aim shall
that
not
they
falter.
become visible,
Await your
and we can kill them.
instructions.
Mandrake squads are extremely annoying
The
if you are not
Emperor's
prepared
chosen.
early on.
Charge.
They're squishy, but they have
Into serve.
a somewhat of a good attack
Your
damage,
command.
if I remember
in
correctly.
position.
I could be wrong.
Infiltrating enemy territory.
Okay, they already have this critical location.
Today the enemy shall
What is
not
this?
fear.
Slave chamber. They are building a slave chamber here.
Today the enemy shall
No
not
thanks. I think I should
Commencing
capture this critical
infiltration.
location while my another
Yes,
scout
my
team is
lord.
capturing this relic point. By
My
the way,
faith
have you
is my
guys
shield.
seen the
Understood.
new
At your command.
anniversary
While
edition?
the
No, not
enemies
the
of the
anniversary
Emperor
edition.
still
The
draw
definitive
breath, there can
edition
be no
of
peace.
Faith is our shield.
Dawn of War series. The first games at least.
Heresy grows
They will
behind
include
us.
all the
I
other
await
expansions
your
like Soulstorm, Dark
instructions.
Crusade, and Winter Assault in that expansion. So it will be easier and more convenient for the new players to
Ever
install it
vigilant.
right away, because
Defend us to the
these
enemy.
expansions
Hear
have one
our
problem.
wrath.
You can't just install Soulstorm, or you can, but you won't be able to play all the other factions unless you have all the other expansions and the base game. So that's a drag. But with this
Here to
new
serve.
edition that is
I
coming,
shall obey.
you
As
can
wish.
just install it in one click
Yes, Lord.
and basically play all the factions from the get-go,
71
which is a
initiated.
huge upgrade. I think so.
Here to
All
serve.
right.
Defending objective.
As you wish.
Still another listening post here. The listening post give us requisition, which is this primary resource, and the plasma generator gives us power, which is the secondary resource. I think we have a strong foothold here because of this upgraded listening post and the turret we are building. Also, our scout team did a good job here capturing this relic.
Defending
There's
objective.
another Space Marine squad. I think we can take them pretty easily for now, but let's drag it out just for the heck of it. Do we have? Yes, we
Scouts
have
ready.
the
At your command.
critical location. The
Scouts
critical
ready.
location also gives us
Gathering
the requisition
intelligence.
point.
Awaiting orders.
Looks like our squads are very impatient to play. All right, let's give them a fight. Why not?
Your order.
And let's build an armory to upgrade the
71
weapons our squads have. And Dark Elders are squishy as hell. Like, they're already fine from the attacks. I think we will drag it out. I didn't expect them to get so weak so early. Actually, they are weak. Honestly, they are very weak. They can get a little bit problematic in the late game, in the middle to late game, if they start building the
I await your instructions.
their
Yes, my lord.
vehicle units.
Morale restored.
And those vehicles are really fast
Get ready.
and can
What's your order?
inflict
Orders
chip
received,
damage
brother.
over time. In here.
We stand ready.
All right. After
Yes,
building
my
the
lord.
armory, we get these flamethrower upgrades.
Ever
You know, I
vigilant.
wish this game had Tyranids, the another faction, the bug faction, to so that I could reenact a certain scene from
Yes, most
the new
beneficent
edition
one.
cinematic trailer. It would have been badass. But I love Soulstorm so far
My
because of
faith is my shield.
how well it was made with all the resources it had back then. It was made in 2008, I think. Yeah, 2008. And the
Yes,
base game,
Lord.
the Dawn of
I
War
shall obey.
RTS main one, was made in 2004, I think, by Relic Entertainment. We missed. Oh no, we didn't miss that. We have this strategic point. I think we can leave out the points in this side of the map because they're already stretched
Direct
thin
us to the enemy.
because we
Moving
have
out.
aggressively pushed
We stand
outward
ready.
too
Charge.
early, and that's an advantage with the Space Marines because they're a little bit tanky, beefy units, and that's why the factions like Cow or Dark Eldar or just Eldar, regular Eldar, can't really match with them
71 initiated.
early on because how
Scouts
tanky they
in
are.
position.
But
Scouts
if we
here.
give
Yes,
them
my lord.
enough time, they might come back. I don't think we
I
are
sense
giving
danger.
them that
We'll
much
root it
space to
out.
begin with because, as you can see, we are miles ahead. Like after this upgrade, I want to try something, but I kind of wonder,
Orders received.
will this look the same? Actually, no, it won't look the same after the definitive edition drops. But
Orders
I
received.
wonder how good it will look
Maintain
in the
attack
definitive
formation.
edition, because the trailer,
At your
it was
command.
okay. It showed some visual polish, but this game
Fear denies.
already has a good amount of visual polish for it in its own right. And I oh wait, our space marines are already destroying their barracks. Nice one.
Heresy
Alright, let's
flows
give
from
them another
idleness.
chance because I
Maintain
want to
attack
bring the
formation.
dreadnought.
Yes, most
Where's
beneficent
the machine
one.
called? Here it is.
Build routine 721
It's literally
initiated.
called machine cult because that's how the Imperium works. Their machine units, not really
Duties
units,
heard.
their machine section
Yes,
or
most
the faction,
beneficent one.
subfaction, to be honest, are called Adeptus
Yes,
Mechanicus.
most beneficent one.
And they are kind of like a cult-like uh,
Yes,
subfaction
most
based on
beneficent one.
Mars.
Build
Yes, the Mars,
routine
the planet.
721
And they are
initiated.
very creepy, kind of like technophiles. And they control every production of the vehicles and the war gear that the Imperium has in
This
the
day
current
shall
game.
be a glorious one for the Imperium.
So it's fascinating
Orders received, brother.
universe, this
Fear
Warhammer
our
40,000.
wrath.
And I'm glad that more
Fear
people are
denies
coming in,
faith.
enjoying
Orders
this
received,
universe for what it
brother.
is, the grim dark
Scouts here.
element of
We
it,
will move ahead and mark any
and
enemy
the
positions.
best uh,
Awaiting
aspect of
orders.
this
Cleanse,
entire
purge,
franchise
kill.
is the RTS games, in my opinion, because, well, I am biased because I'm an
Direct
RTS
us.
nerd,
Orders received, brother.
but it's still fun. Okay, we have the machine called. We don't have enough power. Let's build some more plasma generator.
Yes, most beneficent one. Build routine 721
After building more plasma
initiated.
generator, I will just build one more, not one more, the first dreadnought, and we'll go to town. I don't think they can do anything at this point because our base defense is already destroying their base.
At your command.
This map is kind of small, but this expansion has a lot of maps, which is also great. You
Yes,
can
my lord.
build whatever you
Scouts here.
want around those maps,
Awaiting orders.
and not just whatever you want, but however you want, because those maps are so
Orders received.
expansive
Get ready.
that
Awaiting
there
orders.
are
Stay
so much
vigilant,
space to
brothers.
build. You will feel like that you're expanding
The Emperor
all the way to
and
like the deepest corner of the map.
what
This one is comparatively small, but it's still fun for like those tight skirmishes. And as you can see that the skirmishes come really early because this game is heavily
Yes, my lord.
emphasized on the
Scouts in
battle
position.
and
What's your order?
We will move ahead
the
and
action
mark any
rather than
enemy
resource
positions.
management, which is great for a setting like this and which actually suits. It is very like on brand because Warhammer 40,000 is very action oriented. Everything, the Space Marine games, all the other RTS like Dawn of War 2 and 3, and it's very much
shall be a
like
glorious
based
one
on
for the
war,
Imperium.
constant, like unforgiving war, and that's why the RTS is built very correctly, so that you don't have to spend much time on the resource management and spend most of the time on combat, like you can see here. But I think I pushed forward a bit too early on. That's why I have control over all these strategic territories.
Cleanse, purge, kill.
Do we have enough? Yes, we do. Let's build. Let's train a dreadnought,
Yes,
and
Lord.
then we will just go to town.
Build routine 721 initiated.
This is the standard difficulty, I think. Yeah, the standard difficulty. I tried against hard, but the hard difficulty kind of kicked my ass.
Today the enemy shall
I
not
didn't
fear.
expect the standard to be this lenient, probably because
Heresy grows from idleness.
this is a small map and the Space Marines have kind of like an early game advantage because of their health and
On alert, brothers.
tanky
The enemy must be
Awaiting
nearby.
orders.
tanky health against the squishy
Today
Dark
the
Eldars.
enemy shall know fear.
Oh,
We are the Emperor's chosen. Under fire.
Scouts in position.
Kill. Faith is our shield.
and here is the Dark Elder leader, the
Beware the
Archon.
alien, the
Yes,
mutant,
my lord.
the heretic. On alert,
And
brothers. The
wait,
enemy must be nearby.
or he got murdered very early on, very quickly. The Archons of Dark Elder is not that
We are
powerful
the
either.
Emperor's
I think
chosen.
they have some
Scouts
abilities, but I'm not
Yes, my
sure.
lord. Orders
I have to
received.
play Dark Elder once more.
Understood.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we have our Dreadnought, and now
Better to die for the
let's
Emperor than live for yourself.
invade into
My
the enemy
aim shall
territory,
not
full
falter.
on invasion,
Faith is our
no
shield.
mercy.
I am ready to serve again.
The Dreadnoughts also have their own upgrades,
Ready to serve
which is great because it can
last.
be specialized against the infantry or against the vehicles. But having a Dreadnought is great for late game, at least against the hard AI or the more tankier units like Necrons or other Space Marines or Chaos Space Marines, because it can absorb a lot of damage so that the Space Marine squads can do their ranged damage from behind. And also it gives
My faith is my shield.
the commander some room to deal his own damage. Look at this, glorious. I haven't utilized the potential of all the Space Marine squads, but since we have already gained a strong foothold against the Dark Eldar, I don't think it matters at this point in the game.
My aim
Should
shall
play
not
against Hard AI
falter.
once more, and we won. So basically, I played this game and recorded it to talk about mainly the definitive edition of Dawn of War, and it kind of made me want to play Dawn of War Soulstorm because I used to play this game a lot. I still do sometimes. And look at these maps. I hope they include all these maps in the definitive edition with at least one 9-player map so that we can have a free-for-all 9-player, all the 9 factions in one map. That would be great. So that was Dawn of War Soulstorm. I hope you liked it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.